Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. This is the day I've been waiting for my whole life. My name is Cora Yarnell, and I'm an advanced director in Western Pennsylvania. Excited that we've got 21 participants on the line tonight. So welcome, everybody. So we want to do a little bit of recognition and accountability. Last week's call, when Dee was talking about being out and about. So I want somebody, and don't all jump at once, or we'll have to call you by name. I do have your names on that little manage your participants, who handed out 10 mini catalogs and got some information and contacted somebody. Let's hear from you.
Let's not all jump at once.
Exactly.
I didn't use my mini catalogs, but I was waiting on my husband in a doctor's appointment, and I asked to put 3 catalogs in the waiting rooms at the doctor's office. There were 3 different sections to it, and I started talking to the receptionist there about her life and her situation. We didn't get all the way to talking about Pampered Chef, but I started.
Good, good. And you know what that's called is being present. So wherever you are, whether it's in the grocery store, at the doctor's office, you're present, you're all there, and you're open for business because you had your catalogs. Good job,
Yes.
Kim. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, woohoo. Okay, somebody else? Because we have to do what we, you can't train and not do it. So I was at the bank the other day, at a different bank, actually. I think Dee might have even said that, to go to a different bank where the check is, where you don't bank. And that's what I did. And we started chatting, and sure enough, I gave her the mini catalog, part of my job, to hand out 10 of these a week, and got her information and tried to call her tonight. It was busy. Who else? Okay, I guess that could be a challenge again next week. Who started tracking your contacts and ratios in your notebook? I'm loving that. Anybody? Brittany Copy's team better be doing it. Okay, nobody's talking. All right. Anybody do a power hour? Raise your hand if you're sure. No, that's not either. That's not. Oh, thank you, Kim. All right. Give you a ticket. All right. Good job. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to move on. If anybody has something they want to say. From Karen Sand, her mic doesn't work. I got a show. Excellent. Okay, Karen, you just go to the microphone, bottom left-hand corner, and click on it, and I'll unmute you. And then re-click it whenever you want to talk. Stop talking.
Hey, Cora, I've got something. This is Melanie.
Hi, Melanie.
Hey, tonight I was asked a gal, I went on Facebook and was talking to her and asked her if she wanted to host a show. And she said she lives up by Lakeville, which is about an hour and a half away from me in Fairmont. And she said, I'm sorry. She said, I just can't right now. I don't have a job and I have no money. Well, that was a huge opening for me.
Yes.
So I said to her, I said, well, do I have a deal for you? I said, I can help you with this. I said, so I explained the whole thing to her, and she said, oh my gosh, she said, let me think about it. And I said, that's fair. That's fair. I'll let you think about it, but I will be in contact with you. And she was all for it. So I'm hoping maybe that's a lead. So
it is definitely a lead. Oh my gosh, that's a red flag when they start saying that. Great, Melanie. And you're going to learn powerful words that you're going to say at that point later on anyways, that you're not going to let her go next time.
Yep, exactly. I know. I'm like, okay, what do I say now? Okay. I told her, you could make up to $50 an hour. I mean, this is huge. You can do this, and she said, let me think about it. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. I can let you think about it, but
yes,
way to go, Mel.
Thanks.
And there are some amazing words that you're going to learn, and that way you're prepared. Yes.
Right.
Hey, Cora, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you click up to slide number 2? Someone's still having trouble getting audio, and if you click on slide number 2,
okay,
there's a couple little tips there for that person. Maybe whoever's having the trouble could grab a screenshot of that if you wanted to, or whatever. She's probably going to move on, but there's a couple ideas for you.
Great, thank you. Anybody else?
And Cora, I was giving my minis at school on the last few days of school, and I got a virtual party from one of the moms.
Oh, very good. And you always got their information from all of them to follow up?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You guys with kids at school, like my kids are grown, you have so many opportunities of a million people you're running into. They would all know I sell Pampered Chef. So good job. Thank you, Lisa. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and go to the can I. And the can I, I'm going to read you that can I, and that we kind of passed over it last week, so I just want to go over it. You're going to hear that word. It's a new word to me. It means constant and never-ending improvement. And it's important that we are always learning. And we'll be assigning a Can I assignment. So you can see mine is the Booking Abound workshop, which you'll see it again at the end, but that gives you what the Can I assignment is. And so if you treat this business as something that you're learning new, something every single day, maybe you just go online and learn something new about a product, it will improve your business and it'll help you to grow. So that's what Can I means, constant and never-ending improvement. Okay, so next we're going to go to today. What we're going to do today is bookings at your show. We talked last week about booking outside the show. This one is going to be about booking at the show. So how to plant seeds throughout the show, how to do word choices. And there are show card outline cards on Consultants Corner. I'll give you a link for them. I actually pulled them up. There's some great information. There's some Can I for you to go ahead and print that and to begin to outline how you want your show to go. One of the first thing is to tell your story, how to plant bookings during the welcome, and this is also known as a strong opening, how to weave booking and messages into the guest interaction and recipe, and how to get bookings during the shop and share, and which is known as the strong closing. So the first thing we're going to look at is telling your story. And many of you may have already done this, but there's 5 questions that you want to ask yourself, and then you want to answer them in like a 30-second commercial. What was your situation before joining the Pampered Chef, your job, your family? What were you looking for from the business? What was a concern you had about joining, and how did you solve it? How is your life better because of Pampered Chef? And what do you hope to accomplish in the next 1 to 3 years? So here's how it would sound like. Hi, my name is Cora with Cora Yarnell, and I have been with the Pampered Chef for 10 years. I was working full time. I needed extra money, and I wanted everything in the catalog. And my daughter, Angela, was getting married. Now, if you've got young girls, go ahead and get a job now because you're going to need lots of money for these girls getting married. And so I was looking for just that extra income. I was worried about how I would stand in front of people and how I would book if there were enough bookings. But I found that bookings are everywhere. And I made lots of friends, and I did live through my first time in front of everybody. I didn't die, and I haven't heard of any new consultant dying on her first shows. So my life has been better. I've traveled the world with the Pampered Chef. I've made some amazing friendships all over the country, and I have and I do have all the products in the catalog, and I'd love to see in the next few years my team growing and them achieving their goals and dreams too. So that's just how your little story can start, and how easy and quick and simple you can say it. Now we're going to go with a strong opening. A strong opening can be all kind of different ways of introducing yourself, like you're telling your story. But let me tell you about this first. Your show starts at the front door. You get to your show about 30 to 40 minutes early. You get all your prep in, have your host get all of her stuff washed and ready for you so you don't have to go grabbing it, and have it all ready. Get yourself prepped as much as you possibly can. And here's where the show begins. It begins at the door when you're answering it and you're getting the guests in there in the house. So you can actually, while the host is running around, you can actually meet them right at the door. You can give them a name tag to help you with your names, and then you can ask some questions. Hey, how do you know this host? How was your day today? Where do you work? I'm so glad you came. So I'm already building a relationship. We don't sell products, we build relationships. And once we've built them, they're customers and they're hosts for life. So you want to start getting to know them, especially when you're in a new group of people. because you're working with them, of all these people you don't even know, can be intimidating, where if you meet them at the door, you're already starting to know them. And so there is where you start the show right there. You're getting to know them. And then your introduction, you're telling your story. And then there's different ways of saying a strong opening. Judy Joel has one that I've used for years. Ellington Boyce is on this one. I absolutely love hers. She has a lot about the business opportunity in the beginning of it. And then this other one, so you can kind of up it if you're in with the same people all the time. You can kind of change it out. And here's one that I started using where I've already introduced myself. And then I said, I love my job. I know how busy everyone is, and the fact that you chose to come to this party tonight really means a lot to me and to Leanne, and it says a lot about Leanne that all of you are here. So let's give her a big round of applause. Lots of hands. Woo! And we make sure there's lots of noise, lots of applause, because you know what? A lot of people don't ever get anybody telling them how wonderful they are or making them feel really special. And my hosts are really special. I have no business in the kitchen without them. So I really want them to know how much I appreciate them. And my job brings people together. And in this day, and in today's world of social media, texting, and passing one another on the road, on the way to one ball game to another ball game, and we never have that special time together, I feel like this is so important. So I love that we get to party together in Leanne's kitchen tonight. Plus the fact that I'm helping you bring your family together to a table for a shared meal together means the world to me. So thank you again for coming, and let's have some fun. And the first thing I want to do for Leanne is I want to hand out a Season's Best cookbook, and I want everybody to sign their name and to write a nice little note. Now, I know that all of you are nice, but I want to make sure it's a nice note. And so she's going to enjoy reading that later on. And so now we want to get together and get around the table, and we're going to so we've already thanked everybody, so now we want to set the stage. Some of you are doing station style shows where everybody gets and they do the recipes. Some of you are doing round robin where you take the recipe and pass it and everybody's doing it. And some are doing it the old fashioned way where they're standing and doing tickets where people can interact. So there's lots of ways to give kind of booking seeds all throughout both of them, all of those ways. So for instance, if they're in a station style and we are, and so the recipes are already reading, so we want to find the 3 bossiest people, and you're going to be my recipe readers, woohoo! And everybody looks at who the bossiest people are. If I were there, they would point at me. So now in the recipe, what I want you to do is those items that are in red, I want you to read them out loud for the recipe reader, and I'm going to give you a ticket for reading them. And so they sound something like this. Using the smoke detector as a timer more than your oven timer, it's virtually impossible to burn on our stoneware, and the bar pan is my host's favorite freebie. Or did you know our seasoning and rubs are gluten-free? Or tired of eating processed food? Did you know I do Dinners Done workshop where I can help you make 10 meals to put in your freezer in about 2 hours? Ask me about it during our question and answer. So they are actually doing your booking commercials for you. If it's the round robin, they're going to do the same in reading it. And so that gives them time, and then tell them if you're in a station that maybe you want to try another product. When you're done with that product, go to the other station. Also, I want to highlight a couple products before we go to our stations. One of them is our deep cover baker. And our deep cover baker is, if you only had one piece of cookware in your kitchen, you would absolutely want the Rock Crock in your kitchen. It's on, it can go on your stove top, whether you have a flat top, a gas, or a grill or gas. It goes in the oven, under the broiler, in the microwave, on the grill up to 752 degrees, and it's dishwasher safe. It will make your chicken done in 10 to 12 minutes, and then you can share. Isn't the Rock Crock amazing? Can you see why it's my #1 product my hosts love to get for free or half price? It's a great reason for hosting a show. And then I highlight the grill pan. you want to highlight and you want to be using the products that you're going to use in the next 2 months of the host specials. So that gives them another reason why they want to host in June and July. So the grill pan, I don't ever go to shows without the grill pan anymore. Absolutely love it, but you have to know how to use it. So that's one of my stations in my station style is the grill pan, and it's heating it up with the press in the pan, getting it hot for about 5 minutes with the timer. You want to clean your chicken with the professional shears. You want to get your oil and your seasoning on the chicken on a plate. And then whenever the 5-minute timer rings, then it's ready to lift the press, put the chicken down. It immediately sears. It gives you that wonderful grill marks and that wonderful flavor of fresh, of the crunchiness and the moist inside. And I was at Outback recently, and I got a piece of chicken. It gets littler and littler at Outback, and it was not very nice. And I said to Paul, I could make better chicken on the grill pan at home. And so that begins to, and my hosts love to get this for free or for half price. Or if you want to buy it full price tonight, I'm sure the host will really love you for doing that also. So, so then we get into doing the recipe. When it's all done, we said, okay, we're going to put the double cheesecake squares in the oven, and we're going to go around and we're going to go into the living room, hand them out their catalogs, their order forms, and it's time for shop and share. And then I'm going to have them go around the room, tell them their favorite, what products they use. Don't let them focus on the measuring spoons. That's not going to help anything. So if she used the manual food processor and the measuring spoons and that's all she wants to talk about, I say, oh my gosh, but remember, Sally, you used that manual food processor. What did you think about it? Isn't it amazing? Don't you love to have that in your kitchen? It'll chop up ham salad, chicken salad, egg salad, pestos. It'll do salsas, fruit salsas, veggies, tomato salsa with the garden coming up, and it'll cut up any vegetables or fruit. So we've just gone through that. The other thing I'm going to do starting this month and next month, after they've done all of that, I'm going to say to them, okay, if you could get anything in the catalog that's over $50, what would you get? And then I'm going to have some of them ask me, because it's double free in June, it's anything in the catalog at 60% off in August. I want them to start thinking of those more expensive pieces. The other thing at Shop and Share time, I'm going to start promoting theme shows, Thrill of the Grill, skinny dipping parties. Anybody do one of those? I did those all last summer. Not this summer. Also, couples parties, super salad, barefoot in Italy, Mexican fajitas, all those kind of different theme shows. And how's your wish list looking? Is it more than your pocketbook can handle tonight? Why not let me help you to get it all for free or at a deep discount? When we date your show tonight, our host will get another half price item. So those are your booking bids during the show. And then we're going to go to a strong closing. At the strong closing, and you can see the other thing whenever it's Shop and Share, get them talking about the products. Who has the manual food processor? What do you use it for? If it's the stoneware is their favorite, which stoneware do you have? What do you bake on it? What else do you have? Who else has a piece of stoneware? And you just get them because they will sell one another quicker and easier than you and I can sell them. And I love that because, well, the other night at my show, the one lady went on and on about the thing that tightens your pop. I can't remember what it is. It's $6. It's a magnet on the refrigerator. Everybody at the show bought one. I only wish she would have loved the Rock. So get them talking about the products and kind of leaning them towards what you want them to say. Helping others. Okay, and then the strong closing. This is where you've informed throughout the show, but it's at the strong closing where we begin to even focus more and more on it. Anybody do the dice game? We heard of the dice game a while back, and a couple of my team members got on the dice game, and it went crazy. If you feel a little uncomfortable asking for bookings, the dice game is a real comfortable game that you can play. They roll the dice, and there's envelopes, and they can either win a free cooking, or they can win a cooking show, not free, a prize or a grand prize. So I can give you directions for that if that's something, but that helps you build your confidence. those same girls that were doing it were booking 4 and 5 shows. Now they've kind of backed off on it because their confidence level has come up. So the other way of a strong closing and getting bookings, of course, is the booking slide. Absolutely my favorite. Woo-hoo! My favorite thing. It came out a number of years ago in August. I have never done a show without it since then. When I get ready, I have it laid out so that with my folder with my different specials in. So, and then my drawing slips, they're all right there in a pile, so I'm not digging through my bag when it comes to this time, because you only have this window of opportunity for a little bit and then it's gone. So I pull out my booking slide and I throw it in the room. And I usually almost hit somebody, and that's always good if you can do that because you grab their attention, and then I just read everything on there. Like, I don't read, like, to get the free stuff, I don't read everything like that. I said my average host gets around, my average show is around 700. They get around 140 in free, and I go through all of that. And then the one that I really, really want to focus on is the future party pick. And I tell them that that's changed just since last year. Pampered Chef changed it, and my hosts absolutely love it because now they can decide what they get for every booking. Now, at most of my shows, you're going to get 3, 4, 5 bookings, I tell them. And Leanne, she's going to get to come to every single one of your shows, and she gets half price of anything in the catalog of her choice. If she has a lot of money, it might be a set of cookware at half price. If she's struggling that month, it might be a season's best at half price. But it doesn't matter. She gets the benefit of every single one of you having a show, and she gets to have one. And so the booking slide, and you can have them turn to page 61 to see those also. And then the drawing slips. Now the drawing slips is, when I pull it out, if you have like 6 to 10 people there, you want to hand every single person a drawing slip hand by hand. Here's one, here's one, here's one. If it's more than that, then you can pass them in a pile. And then you want to go through every single question. Judy Joel says you ask every single question. So if she told me what to do, I do it. So I ask every single question. I said, okay, what I need, this is a little drawing slip, and it's for me to help service you. It's a place for your name, and I need an email that you are now identified in Pampered Chef by an email. So, and also I'm going to send your receipt that way. So make sure you write it really carefully, and a phone number. And then I need you to answer some questions. The first question is, have you ever been a little bit curious about the Pampered Chef? Go ahead and put maybe or yes after those tickets. I know those questions you were asking were wonderful. I promise you I won't stalk you or hide in your bushes. Well, maybe I might. And they all laugh. And laughing, get them to laugh at anything, everything you can do, because if they have fun, they will book. They order in spite of you, and they book because of you. And if you're having fun, if you're enjoying what you do, which I absolutely love this job, people need to be telling you, oh my gosh, I could tell you love your job. And if they're not telling you that, start laughing more during your shows. So I read those questions, and then the next one is, okay, the next question is, if you are, I know everybody is going to want to have their friends together, and they're going to want to have, so if you're interested in having a cooking show or a catalog show, be sure to put that down. And remember, Leanne's going to get 50% off at one item at every single one of your shows. We can do a skinny dipping party. We'll do a Mexican fajita. We'll just have a lot of fun. And then when my wish list goes on sale, tell me what's on your wish list. Is it the rock crock? Is it the grill pan set that we talked about tonight that everybody wants to have in their kitchen? Go ahead and tell me. And I know you're going to have more than one, so go ahead and put the rest of your wish list on the back of the drawing slip. And then the next one is bridal showers. This is one that I absolutely love. If you are getting married, or you know someone getting married, go ahead and put their name down. And my brides will start out with $1,500, $2,000 worth of Pampered Chef products that they're not going to replace in 6 months or a year down the road. The other question is fundraisers. Now, this is when I grab their attention. And this is the magic words that was from Davina. And it says, okay, the next thing is fundraisers. And at this point, they're talking, they're not paying attention to me. And I said, has anybody ever seen a Pampered Chef fundraising catalog? And they all stop what they're doing and they look right at me. It's the most bizarre thing. They all do it. They've all text one another so they know at the next show to do the same thing. But and so they stop, and I said, you know what? You're looking at the exact same catalog that a fundraiser would be. We don't raise the prices and gouge all your friends and family, but your organization and your guests get the free product when they spend so much. They get the official Pampered Chef guarantee, but your organization gets the cash. And I'm going to make it even more special and easy for you, especially if you're the contact person and you had cases of chocolate coming to your house and you thought, what am I going to do with them? I am going to sort all of your show, all of your fundraiser, and all I ask is that you come to my door and pick it up. So how easy is that? So then the last thing I want you to do on the drawing slips, because remember, this is for me to best service you, I want you to put on the back of the drawing slip something that you had fun tonight. What was your favorite part about the show? And then I do the closing, and I thank my host again, and then I give them the information about about my closing. Is what we're going to do is I'm gonna help everybody with you, and I want to take you one at a time. So I want to help you to spend money. That's always fun. So when you spend $70, you get the Quick Stir pitcher for free. I also want to help you to save money by offering you to host an amazing Pampered Chef party, gathering your friends together. We'll have so much fun as we did tonight, and we'll stock your kitchen full of Pampered Chef. And also I also want to help you to earn money by offering you this amazing business. Now, if everybody, thank you again for inviting me, for allowing me to come into your house, and to make friends with all of your friends. And I'm gonna set up over there. So if you're in a hurry, go ahead and come to me first so that I can take care of you first. And then everyone else, go ahead and place your order, shop your stuff, go ahead and eat, but bring your catalog, your pen, and your order form over, turn it upside down, and I'll call you by name. And then it's because I want to meet you each individually, and we'll be doing that full service checkout whenever you're ready. If you are in a hurry and you need to leave, let me know right away so that I can help you first. Please don't wait in line. So that's kind of when your husband honks the horn and you get flustered and you go slower. So don't wait in line. Just go ahead and leave your stuff. And thank you again tonight. I had a wonderful time. Now, you have informed the whole show, inform. But if you don't bring to the place of inviting them to host a show, then you've lost every opportunity. So the best place to book a show is at the full service checkout. It's asking everyone, did you have fun tonight? Okay, so be sure to ask everyone at checkout, when are we going to have your party? Or what theme party are we going to do for you and your friends? Look at their wish list on their drawing slip and tell them we can get all of that for free at your party. You're assuming the party. You're not asking for the party. You're assuming it. So then when they get caught up in it, they said, if you were to have a party that night, what night works best for you? I have the 10th and the 12th, which is better for you. Or if I want to book the 10th, I say I have the 12th and the 10th, which works better for you, because they'll always do the last day that you picked. And then I'm assuming that everybody wants to have a party, because why wouldn't they? They can stock their kitchen. Here's a line that I would say in the middle too is, if you have lots on your wish list, you would be crazy not to have me come to your house and make 2 recipes and fill your kitchen with amazing products. I absolutely love that line. Then the other part is rebuttals. How are you guys doing if they tell you no? Do you squirm a little bit and apologize all over the place and dive underneath the desk or the chair or wherever they have you? Or do you feel intimidated when they say no? Don't.
I have been asking, would you take my card? Would you take a catalog? Would you, when you think of somebody that you would be willing to go to one of their parties to, would you encourage them to contact me? I would love to know somebody that would be interested. And I just ask them to give me another name.
Okay, when they say no, what do they say to you? No.
Oh, no, I just don't think I can do that right now. Or I've had several older people at my parties lately, and they just don't feel like that's something they can do. And so I have been asking them to recommend me, or them to give me, if I know them personally, because I'm still really new, and I know a lot of my guests right now. I say, who do you know that you think would have a party? Or would you go ask somebody to I just ask them to do my job for me and find somebody to have a party.
Well, and I also have had a show with somebody that was 75. One of my team has had a show with someone who is 88. And I'll just say, oh my gosh, it's not too late to have a party.
That's good to know. That's really great to know.
And that 88-year-old lady had $1,000 party.
Wow.
So here's what happens when they tell me no and a reason. They're saying to me, in my imagination, if I can solve their problem, they'll have a show for me. So I'm not leaving the no with the no. If you ask my mother anything, the immediate answer is no. Back in the 80s, everybody said yes to everything. I just listened to Belinda Ellsworth, and she said they had to train people to say no. Well, now they're all saying no, and now we have to train them to say yes. So when they say no and a reason, I'm overcoming the reason. They are going to be, that's just them saying, okay, Cora, I want to have a show, but I have a problem here. So if they say they're too busy, now I need to ask them questions. What are you busy with? What are you doing? Well, I'm running my kid to ball. I work overtime. Where do you work at? What ball game? What field? Whatever. So I'm asking her a million questions. And then I say to her, oh my gosh, it sounds like you're seeing a lot of people. Why don't you just do a catalog show now? Pass it around. Leanne's still going to get, she's still going to get the benefit from it. And we'll do a cooking show later on in the fall. Oh, can I do that? Yeah. So now I've just taken her no into 2 yeses. So now she's doing a catalog show and she's doing a cooking show in the fall. And that's if they're so busy. The other one, I had a lady at my show the other night. Yes, she really wanted to have a show, but she really was busy. And if it's too busy, I'm going to let her go. So I said to her, okay, then you're probably looking at July or August. And she said, well, maybe August or September. I said, okay, well, if you did it, would you do it in a weekday or a weekend? And she said, oh, a Tuesday or a Thursday. I got out my August and I said, well, I have August the 4th. It's a Tuesday. Would you like to do that day? Oh, yeah, I could do that day. I handed her a packet. She wanted to wait till the end of September or October. You've got to give them the dates and don't, you've got to, and you got to talk fast. So you're offering those things for them because I know that's the best thing. And so I'm going to overcome the objection. If you're not overcoming the objection, then they're going to lose out and you're going to lose out. So I had a couple older ladies, like Kim was talking about at my show the other night. And I said to them, I teased this one lady because she's been to my shows before. I said, okay, Carol, we're going to have a party together. No, Cora. I said, all right. And so I talked to her a little bit more, and then she stayed around, and then they were laughing outside because it was going to rain. We had to go in the garage. So now they were out in the garden, and I'm hearing the 4 of them laugh. So I go out and I say, Carol, looks like you're having a lot of fun. What would you be doing if Leanne didn't have that party tonight? I said, when are we having our party? She still didn't go, but she will. So it's just a matter of time. It's just wearing her down. But it's just a matter of making it fun and overcoming their objections. And you really can. They really do want to. They just need us to help them figure out why it's going to be okay. So if the place is too small, say, oh my God, and you can use the words feel, found, and felt. You know what? I know how you feel. Most of my shows are in a small area. In fact, one house, I was in a coffee table on my knees in the living room doing the demo. Nothing is too small. And you know what? I've never had anybody complain, oh my gosh, her arm's touching my arm. I don't ever want to come to a party again unless I have lots of space. They're just glad to be invited. They're glad to be a part of it. So, so why don't we go ahead and have your party? Or is the 10th or the 12th better for you? Do you want a weekday or weekend? And then I give them I go ahead and I give them a date. So they're going to be on my calendar. So, does that help? Maybe? Okay, thank you, Lisa. Okay, let me go to the next slide, and it is, and this is the best thing, and I'm going to have you make a copy of it, and you're going to put it in your calendar. It's booking 2 shows at every show, no matter what. At the beginning of the year, I started in my calendar writing those 3 words, no matter what. And do you know, I found out recently where those words originated, and it was by Doris Christopher. When she started the Pampered Chef in her basement, no matter what was her words. And that only endeared those words to me even more. But so here's our look at this with me. We're going to read the left-hand side, 2 bookings from every show, no matter what. In the first month, you have 6 shows dated and 2 cancellations, 4 shows held. 4 shows held times 2 bookings, you got 8 new shows. Month 2, 8 shows dated, 2 cancellations equals 6 shows held. 6 shows held times 2 equals 12. Month 3, 12 shows held. You have your cancellations, 10 shows. 10 shows and 2 bookings from every show. You've got 20 new shows. Month 4, 20 shows held, 4 cancellations, 16 shows held. 16 shows held with 2 bookings is 32 new shows. Who would like that on their calendar by June, July, August, September? New catalog, you've got 32 new shows. Would that make you feel good? Would that make you smile till you just think, I want to do a show every single day of the month? So let's see if we just did 1 booking at every show. Month 1, we got our 6 shows dated. We had 2 cancellations. We held 4. 4 shows and 1 booking so we have 4 new shows. Month 2, 4 shows dated, 2 cancellations, 2 shows held, 1 booking, we're 2 shows. Month 3, we have 2 shows held, 2 cancellations, we're at 0, and month 4, we're out of business. So it is so important that you have 2 bookings at every show. Those outside orders, those ones that placed the order and couldn't make it to the show, Dee talked about that last week, they are gold mines, girls. You have got to call every single outside order and do a full service checkout. Thank them for their order. Get into your, see what they ordered first, get into product knowledge, give them a little tip about their product the most expensive product that they ordered. Maybe send them a recipe, and then ask them if they'd like to hear what the specials are coming up, and give them June specials. I booked a show in Minnesota from that, and I live in Pennsylvania, and her cousin in Minnesota placed an order. I called, I thanked her for the order. I asked her if she wanted to hear the specials. She said yes, and I sent her out catalogs, and we did a catalog show in Minnesota. How cool was that? So you girls can do one in Pennsylvania. But I don't let a show go in until I have 2 bookings, whether it's from outside orders or I'm back on the phone to find that second booking. Because first of all, I want my host to be benefited by the bookings, and I want my business to continue. This is what we live on. This is not what we play with. It's what we live on. And I wish it were, but I didn't know about it except for 10 years. So this way, if you want your September filled with bookings, get on the phone right now. Now, I want to tell you another show that I want to challenge you. This is going to be part of your homework assignment. Has anybody ever heard of buddy shows? Okay, a buddy show came out in 2012, and I've got a flyer that I can send to you at National Conference. And in double free benefits this month, this is when you're going to do it. And I'm going to challenge you to get 3 buddy. I can't see my hand. Oh, there they are. Oh, there they are. Okay, 3 buddy shows. A buddy show is a host and a co-host. So you're going to ask 2 people, and I have them all at checkout for me, and I have catalogs ready. And I said, okay, if they don't want to have a cooking show, I said, then you must have, and I even tell this now at Shop and Share, you absolutely want to do a buddy show. Everybody here tonight wants to do a buddy show. You collect $325 in orders, and your friend, your sister-in-law, your mother, anybody else, gather up $325 in orders. Normally, you'd end up with $35 in free. That's nice. But this month, we're putting those both together. You're both going to end up with $115 in free product. You could get the Rock Crock for absolutely free for getting 5 to 10 orders, each of you. How cool is that? How easy is that? Plus, you're going to get your half price, your percentage off, and your monthly host special. So who's going to be your buddy in your show? And you hand them a catalog or 2. How easy is that? Is that not the coolest thing ever? One of my girls, Sharon, one of my directors was flying out to Germany after a conference and realized that all her catalogs, her cooking shows she couldn't do. So on the phone, we all got on the phone and did buddy shows. She submitted 13 shows that month of July because of buddy shows. June is absolutely the most essential time to do that. The other thing you can do during Shop and Share, if you've got some products around $15 to $20, $30 maybe, only if you have them, don't go buying them, but if you've got some extra ones or duplicates, you can put those on the table at your show, and then you can have cards with certain dates. They're going to be your most available dates. They're only going to be June. They're not going to be September. And then you're going to say, I have these 3 products. They're the only ones that I have. Anybody taking one of these dates, I'm going to bring that product. Pick the product that you want right away, fast, and I'll bring that to your show. I had one lady that would never have booked a show with me, but she wanted the medium round bamboo platter. And so she snatched that platter up and she said, Cora, I'll do a show. We booked her for like a week and a half later. And voila, there was a show. It was a $1,100 show from somebody who would have never had it. Was giving away that bamboo platter worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. So you just need to just have a little creativity and be willing to spend a little bit of money. The other thing you can do is the party in a bag, where you have, like for July shows, you could have red, white, and blue hanging out. You have paper plates, napkins, silverware, cups, a tablecloth, and you have the party in a bag ready. You can go home with that tonight. Okay, so our call to action is practice your booking lines for the welcome, the guest interaction, the Shop and Share, and observe a strong seller show. Find somebody that you can go to a show and start writing down some of the tips that they did. Make 15 contacts a week with your Power Hour. Use your notebook. Here's my notebook that Brenda talked about. It is amazing. Then when it comes time to your Power Hour, you're not saying, okay, who can I call? They're right there. Every outside order goes on the right-hand column for me, and they're my new contacts. They're people that I don't know. So immediately when I'm closing a show, every outside order is going on the right hand of my 15 contacts for the week. And after every show, do the 90-day tracker and the call director. And your can I, remember, ever learning, constant and never ending improvement and always learning is this MP3, Booking Abound, from one of the conferences, and I listened to a lot of it, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So, anybody else have any questions? We're a very quiet group.
Who thinks Cora rocked it out? Unmute and yell.
Hey, Cora. Thank you, Janelle.
Way to go, Cora. You're a
Did you learn anything?
I learned a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was aha moment? What's something that maybe you didn't ever think about before?
I love the idea of taking outside orders and automatically writing them down for your next Power Hour.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because otherwise you got to go back under Consultants Corner, My Shows, and try to find them. And then then their phone numbers aren't there. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Yeah.
Laura, this is Brenda. I want to mention to the young lady, I don't know her name, I'm sorry, I can't see it on there, what she just said. Because I would say one thing that I do think this business, to be successful, it's about holding yourself accountable and really doing what you do for the business. So all the outside orders, and anybody, Judy Joel always says, and anybody you like. So it's all your outsider and anybody you like. You always call them within 24 hours or no later than before you close the show. Because Cora is 100% right. There's a statistic that says 60% of people will book a show, join your team, or add to their order if you call them before you close that show. And that's a huge. So one thing, just to give you a tip of something that I've been doing, is I remember when I first started, that's actually what built my business. But I really got away from that because, again, yeah, busy. Everybody can say that they're busy too. That's all what life is. But it's about scheduling the priorities. And so now what I do is, just like when I went to that training with Judy Joel, is I email everybody the next day after the show. And then I call the people that I either like or that I didn't get to talk to for sure that day. It's in my calendar the very next day after every show. So I was just going to tell you that really, if you really want to grow your business, that is phenomenal.
And do you know that 2-day call afterwards will increase your sales by 8%? You can do 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. And the ones that are most productive is the 2 days. Your sales will increase by 8% because people were thinking about other things they wanted to order. And then they decided not to, and they got home and they said, "Ooh, I should have bought that blouse. I do it all the time." So now when you call to thank them, they'll buy the scraper. Anyone else? Okay, then I want to give you my inspiration, and I want to kind of tie it into next week Jennifer Courtney will be telling us about host coaching. And now that we've booked the shows, host coaching is where you pick up the check. She'll tell you later. I can't remember that one. But my story, the suspense is going to.
Host coaching is where you make. Host coaching is where you make your money. You pick up the paycheck at the show.
No, they're not suspense. Okay, my inspiration story was because you build these relationships with hosts. My friend Leanne did a show on Friday night. She told me no every time for years that she would not book. She never looked to cook. She only ever ordered $30. And she had bought the raspberry chocolate sauce and she put it on her husband's ice cream. And he said, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get this?" And she said, that's that Pampered Chef thing. He said, "Then you need to have a party." She calls me like Cinderella had just come in her house and said, "Oh my gosh, I can have a party." Her party was $2,000. I just had another one. That was a couple years ago. I just had one Friday night. And I always tell them, over-invite and invite up and including the day of the party. So last year, Leanne was at Walmart getting her groceries, ran into a friend she had forgotten to invite. And I said to her, invite up and including the day of the party. And so she invited this girl. She came brought a friend. It was wonderful. This year, she's at Walmart again. She's got this whole bunch of stuff, and the cashier says to her, "Oh my gosh, looks like you're having a party." She said, "Cora," she was so nosy. And she said, yeah. She said, "What kind of party are you having?" She says, "Well, I'm having a Pampered Chef party." She says, "I love Pampered Chef." She said, "Cora, I didn't know if I was supposed to invite her or not." So she said, "Well, you can come if you want." She says, "Well, I'd love to, but I'm going on vacation, but I want to book a show." She says, "Okay, well, if you're serious, give me your name and your phone number and I'll have Cora call you." The lady writes down her name and her phone number. I actually called her and I texted her today. I know she's on vacation at the beach, but sometimes people pick up a phone at the beach, but I just wanted her to know that I'm in contact with her. Bookings are everywhere. We partner with our hosts. Our hosts are our friends. And there's Leanne getting me bookings at Walmart. I don't even know how far away it is. I'll go anywhere. So, I just think it's so much fun that you can find bookings everywhere. Do not give up, girls, until you get it. And have those 3 buddy shows lined up. Get on the phone tomorrow and get them booked. Get them on your 15 contacts and add 650 times 3, whoever has a calculator. adds to the free-for-all. It adds $1,950 to your sales this month. And all they have to do is gather up $325. So
Hey,
thank
Cora,
you very much. Yes.
I did have a quick question about the buddy shows that I almost forgot about. We know that it's double free for June, but how do they share the host special and the half price items at a buddy show?
I let them decide. I said,
Okay.
you guys have
Okay.
this many, you have 3.5 price and a 60% off. Which do you guys, how do you want to do it? And I just
Okay.
let them. And that 25% off that we're paid on, make sure they both know that's unlimited. They can order the rest of the catalog at 25% off. And I tell them that. So that can increase your commission also.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Oh, I am one happy girl. My husband is happy this is over. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And I'm excited.